Okay, for the record, let me just state that I really liked the second season of Family Man. No, I mean, I really did. It was much more well written than the first. It was funnier and engaging than the first. In fact, even the performance and the characters were a lot more realistic and hence much more impactful than the first season. So what's the problem that I have with this series? Keep watching. Hey guys, just finished watching Family Man Season 2 and this is what I thought about it. For those guys who don't know, Family Man is a story about Srikanth who works as an intelligence officer and his struggles of keeping his family life from falling apart while saving the country from imminent terrorist attacks. But unlike Season 1, this time Srikanth is really making an effort to save his family. So much so that he has quit his dangerous job in Task and now works 9 to 5 in an IT company with a young annoying boss. He makes dinner, he drops and picks up kids from school, celebrates birthdays and even attends marriage counseling.
5 चीजें बताओ for which you are grateful to Suchitra. 5 चीजें.
But as expected, shit happens. It seems that Pakistan's ISI and Sri Lankan Tamil rebels have joined hands and now plan to assassinate the PM of India. Just in time for Srikanth to quit his old job and join back Task. Now that Srikanth has joined the job back, Suchitra decides, what the hell, I'm going to do the same. Because what's better than one parent not being at home? Both parents not being at home. And thus giving the teenage daughter who's going out with a shifty guy named Kalyan the necessary push to rebel even more. And his son, well, his son is alright actually. I mean, while shit is going down everywhere else, this dude is like sorted. I mean, he's just sitting and chilling. Anyway, writer-director Raj and DK are a dynamite director duo. Both ex-IT guys, both loved films, who quit their job to pursue their passion. They must have made about 6-7 films by now. Their previous work, starting from 99 to Shore in the City to Go Goa Gone and even Stree, have been all clever, edgy and unmistakably funny films. These three adjectives have actually become synonymous to their trademark style of filmmaking. Even films of theirs which I didn't like The Gentleman or Happy Ending, have this trademark style intact. They bring this style to the series Family Man as well. While in Season 1 this style seems kind of forced, in Season 2 it feels more natural and that's why it works. The other thing that works is the casting of the Tamil actors. Ravinder Vijay and Devadarshini are not household names, but they're seasoned actors and hence bring the necessary heft that is required and complement the already existing wonderful set of actors in the show. Samantha, who is a household name, plays Raji, a well-trained combat specialist who will undertake the suicide mission. Her tragedy is scarring enough to be her biggest motivator. Nothing can come between her and her mission. Samantha plays this hardened war machine superbly. She imbibes both the physicality as well as the mental state of Raji impeccably. Even though she's trained to be a weapon, she knows that she needs to be under the radar. And that's the reason why she always keeps her emotions under check. Samantha's big, beautiful eyes are the only gateway to what Raji is feeling inside. Anger, hurt, fear, love, it's all in there. You see it in fleeting moments. But in a flick of a second, Raji will compose herself. She won't give you an inch. What I also liked was that this time around, the story is more personal. It's not just Tamil rebels versus ISI versus India, or like a politician versus bureaucrats, or terrorist versus intelligence officers. It's Srikanth versus Raji, or Srikanth versus Sajid, or Deepan versus Bhaskaran, or Dhriti versus Salman. It's individual battles. Okay, now I hear you guys saying that, okay, if it's all so good, then what's the problem that I have with it? Right? So while Family Man 2 is a great watch, but it is far from being a perfect show. Here are my problems with the series. Problem number 1.
चलो सब.
सर ये विकी कौशल और कतरीना कैफ का सच में चल रहा है ऐसे ही? अरे चलम सर, ये अच्छे दिन कब आएंगे? सर कोविशील्ड या कोवैक्सीन? You get my point? I'm using a character who has really nothing to do with the show, storyline, or consequence to just dole out information so that it can quicken the investigation process. Seems kind of lazy, but I have to admit the way they've done it in a tongue-in-cheek manner is quite entertaining. Problem number 2, brown facing. A lot has been said about this recently. Some are agreeing with the makers, some disagree. So my funda is very simple in this. If you want to cast a girl who looks and talks like a Sri Lankan, then cast a Sri Lankan actress. But if you want to cast a well-established actress who you think will bring the necessary depth and stand tall as an adversary to Srikanth, then go ahead and cast Samantha or any such actress and let her experience and acting skills take center stage. Forget about the skin tone, the accent, and all those things. Now, what has happened is because of this unnecessary controversy, a good show that you guys have put up and the great performance of Samantha is overshadowed. Problem number 3, the politics of it. Unlike, say, a Patal Lok or a Sacred Games, the politics of this show is not very clear. And I fully understand that both Raj and DK might have done this on purpose. Unlike season 1, this time the makers are careful not to villainize the antagonist. In fact, attempts are made to humanize them. You get to see the soft attempt made by the directors in scenes where these intelligence officers are talking amongst themselves while having a drink or two. Sometimes they sound empathetic towards the villain, sometimes indifferent. I think this was done more from the fear of backlash that they were anticipated it would arise, but I expected them to be a bit more bolder in their stance at least. And my final problem, which is the obsession with the single take. I mean, the season starts as well as ends with a long, elaborate, 8 or 10 minute long single take sequence. While I totally appreciate the time, pain, effort that the whole crew and cast would have gone through to put this scene together, I mean, I keep wondering, iska zarurat hai kya? Is it really needed? You know, as an audience when I'm watching that scene, I become acutely aware that I'm watching a single take shot. Oh, this is that single take shot. And that awareness takes me away from the tension and the emotion that you would have built by that time. But frankly, I feel it's counterproductive. So that's it. Those were my problems with the show. Yes, you may call it nitpicking, but you see, if a show or a movie is bad, like maybe a Radhe or Breathe, then I don't care about these things. मतलब movie ठीक से बना लो यार, just story बना लो, यही बड़ी बात है. But yes, if the show and the makers are as good as this, then yes, the expectation is very high, and hence the nitpick. Overall, I feel that The Family Man deserves every bit of appreciation that it is getting. And on the bench meter, I would rate it definitely above average. You can catch The Family Man on Amazon Prime. Fair warning though, that The Family Man, even though it's called The Family Man, it's not a show that you can watch with your family. And even if you do, then please be very careful because the crude, abusive language used in the show might not go down with everyone that well. You have been warned.